Boop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another
Oh, it's
Focus
cold as a
Scotland.
witch's
It's cold.
tits. Did I?
It's so cold.
I
man.
almost slipped.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's an
Not
over.
at your age now.
No, can't. It's shattered like Humpty
Jesus.
Dumpty. There's a mill building that's housing, and there's a gutter, and the water runs down,
Right.
and it's just a patch of thick ice, and it is like 2 inches thick.
I didn't realise today how cold it was. -2 when I got out to the car. And it snows expected.
Do I feel them?
No, I don't.
You feel them?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I could open a tin of carnation milk with these.
Please don't. So, I'm going to get right into it.
All right,
Okay.
dive in.
Because last week I was meant to do something and mention something, but I forgot to bring it. Chris Shadwins,
Oh, no,
Sensei
that
Chris,
guy.
sent me a present.
Yoko.
He sent me a present. I'm going to show you it.
Oh no.
Okay.
Have you had a sniffer dog at this?
It's okay, it's safe. He sent me Secrets of the Ninja by Ashida Kim. I know I hurt my elbow and it put
Yeah.
me off, but I'm back in it again
You're
because
back
there's
into the
instructions.
ninja shit.
Now, I read this. Now, in the thing
It's not as lengthy as I was expecting.
it's property of Jack Stauss, so I think this may be stolen. But Chris, I'd like to thank you very much for sending me this book.
Could he have not had some kind of swooping eagle or something on the cover?
It's just
It's a bit.
it's a bit
It's a bit.
plain
say
and black
subtle?
and there's nothing.
Is that
in
a
it.
self-published number?
But look, it's an eye.
Is that self-published?
Citadel Press. I don't know. I don't know.
A barcode.
Let's see. Is there a
The
barcode?
back in the day, no.
No, there's nothing
Can
there.
I give us a look and I'll see what does it
Oh,
say?
what before I
Well,
start?
is this the first edition? Go into the thing.
Oh, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of thing.
Does it say ISBN number?
Is that the ISBN number? No, it's not.
No, third paperback printing. No, there we go. Number 3.
Number 3.
There was two further. There's maybe a hardback. A hardback book. You could have used that as a weapon.
This you could, my friend. I could use this as a weapon
Aye.
because I got it, and I thought I really don't read books now.
No, well,
Holy shit!
oh,
Couldn't
Christ.
put it down. And I'm just going to give you an example. Now, this is for the people who are viewing this, right? So
Uh-huh.
if you want to view the whole thing, just head over to Patreon and you'll get it. Now,
Can they pay in Death Stars?
wouldn't it be... Well, here's the next thing we got
Oh shit!
before we go. Foam, shuriken, death throwing stars. Look at them. And their safety because it's us.
Tickle flowers.
Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? So I'll just hold them up to the camera so everyone could see our practice
And what are you
throws.
supposed to do with those?
Practice.
Oh fuck! And is this official?
These, look, there's a dragon on it. Of course they're official.
Fucking hell!
I was throwing them. My cat loves them.
Can
So-
imagine. Okay.
So we got that. So Chris, you're mad. Thank you very much.
Well, he's had to raise his game since the
Yeah, I think
the
he felt.
phallus.
Yeah, I think he felt a bit. Oh, I'm not going to be beaten. So
Funky Duck's phallus is just
I was enjoying this so much. I've read several pages 3 or 4 times just because
Oh
to
Jesus!
feel the enjoyment again of it. But I'm going to just show you one picture. Now, this picture is of how to hide as a ninja. Now, I'm going to hold it up to the camera.
Christ!
And it's Ashida Kim hiding behind a potted plant. You can barely see him.
He's a fucking idiot.
He's an idiot. Here's another one. He's behind the door. It's
Is he? What?
he's completely.
Oh my God! Look, he's got.
He's
What's
completely
that one?
mental.
Is that the
Look.
Larry Grayson move?
Jesus Christ. The whole thing.
To be frank, though,
Yeah,
if there's a room full of ne'er-do-wells
yeah.
and you come mincing in like Larry Grayson, they'd be so distracted
Gives
by
you a
it, you could
split
get a
second
couple punches
To get
in.
your foam stars, hit them in the eye. But I highly recommend Ashida Kim's Secret of the Ninja. I've read it, the whole thing, twice, and there's some pages I just kept reading and reading because
Is
I
he-
couldn't believe it was real.
Is he ghostwriting? Well, no, but it's not real.
It's in my hands.
Ah, but it's not
Look.
actually real.
He's got like a thing that he climbs walls with, and
That's like a bit of rope for pounding your washing.
it's way too thin and it would break. I
It would
admit,
break.
but it's just
He's
look,
now.
you pick the lock and then you open the door.
It's not a very sturdy door. To be honest with you, Lee Van Cleef,
Yeah,
who made a TV show just prior to dying,
Yes.
when he was an elderly man, had more heft than that fucking imbecile.
The
Lee Van Cleef's stare.
Oh, he's got good eyes, good shaped head, like an alien, like
Wonderful.
mine.
You have a Van Cleef quality, I must say.
The master. But the thing is, right,
Uh-huh.
this book, it got me thinking.
That's never a good thing.
Well, I tell everyone who don't read. I used to have like a really good extensive library. I bought shelves and hundreds of books. And I was really into political books and political history. This
Okay.
is not a joke.
I
I
can
was
imagine.
really into
Yeah.
political history.
Bit of Jeffrey
and
Archer there.
I was a bit, yeah.
What's her with
Jilly Cooper.
What's her at the pink hair?
Uh,
Yeah, she was some relative of Lady Di.
and she invented gliders.
Yeah, possibly.
No, the war, the
Yeah.
gliders for taking troops in.
Yeah.
Because she was a test pilot
She was
in the
just
war.
using them to dry her knickers, though.
But she done all this romantic thing and she just
Aye.
dressed in pink on a
She
chaise.
smelt
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like turned candy floss.
Horrible.
Pishing candy
What's her
floss.
name? It's totally gone.
She was Lady Di's stepmother's mother.
She was a completely ridiculous human,
Yeah.
but turned out to be a test pilot in the war and everything.
She was like, I think she'd knock out 3 books a day.
I think she had this young lady that would type beside her really fast, and she would just say crap, the usual. But
No,
I got,
no, I'm thinking Anne Whitcomb, but she's the
no,
she's
oh
the Tory.
God, what's her name? Took my tongue.
Barbara.
Cartland.
That's it.
Now, this has been pointed out. As the years have gone on, we've been doing this because it's been years now.
Yeah.
We are forgetting more and more names. We just go, him, it does this stuff. And the thing, her that's in this thing. And we can't remember anything.
No, we get there.
We get there, but I've no.
To be
it's
honest
been
with you-
pointed out, we don't remember anyone now.
Barbara Cartland, to be honest, there's a lot of listeners who will have no idea who she is.
No idea.
So for us to even remember her, for her to keep that pink flame alive,
Oh God.
is fairly
But
impressive.
go and look into. If you don't know who Barbara Cartland is, look into.
She'd Hank, she'd Stank. Jilly Cooper's still alive. Hers was all randy, like
It was-
jockeys, and
Yeah, it was jockeys. Lots
Is
of jodhpurs.
it was always
Oh, you like a jodhpur? Oh,
my hometown used to have an agricultural show,
was there jodhpurs?
and I used to sneak in purely for the jodhpurs.
Because you stopped your conversation in its tracks there when I even said
I
jodhpur.
once saw a lassie who'd got her welly boots stuck in thick mud,
Oh, fuck.
and she was trying to get her legs out, and the jodhpurs get muddy.
Muddy. You're right.
Muddy jodhpurs. It's fine.
Oh my God.
It's fine.
Oh my God. So
That horse riding gives you right.
so
thighs.
Chris,
Aye.
thank you very much. That was
Thanks,
an
Chris. You're a
incredible
fucking
game.
idiot.
Yeah.
Can I try and throw one? Is it
Go on,
best? Is it on its edge, or would you do it like a frisbee style?
No. It's on its edge and at an angle.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's shite.
That didn't even make it halfway across our tiny studio.
They don't have the heft. They're oh my god.
Which we should tell people because it is happening. There's no secrets here. This studio
Oh,
will
aye.
be moving.
Wow.
We're moving to another studio, not
Mhm.
too far away. It's going to be about 3-4 times the size.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot bigger. But this is the summer. This
We're
is quite
basically
away.
creating the Folk in Scotland cinematic universe. We're
Yes,
extending the
we're
law.
Extending. We're
Because
extending.
this is no base camp. This is too wee for our expanding egos.
I think we realised that when we had Holly in,
Yeah, we can't have
they
guests.
couldn't see.
No.
They were sitting over
We
there.
need guests.
We need guests, and we need even if people are coming
so
in
people
to
can
watch.
visualise. It's going to be the same length,
Yes.
but it's going to be about 3 times the width.
Oh, a lot wider. There'll be an office, a little office bit on one side.
Chaise long,
There will be
Love
a
seat.
settee, a couch that people can sit on and watch.
a fridge.
You're absolutely wanting a fridge. So we'll get
Got
a
to be
fridge.
a fridge.
Um,
Can we get an aspidistra in a nice pot?
I was thinking
like a
lots
jardiniere?
of. Well, there's not going to be light in it, so I think fake plants.
Mm.
A nice bit of greenery to give it that fresh look. There'll be 3 vents and probably.
Can we have a
little-
tank with goldfish in it? Can we have an axolotl?
No,
Can we have
no,
a
nothing
wombat?
alive. Nothing
Yeah.
alive.
Can-
It will die.
Oh, I've got a shrunken head that can go in the wall.
We could have that. What, a real
Oh!
one.
No, but it's very realistic.
Oh,
looking.
okay, we'll
Oh.
get that. So, I've said many times on this show,
Uh-huh.
I don't read anymore.
No.
Used to read,
Yeah, okay.
and I gave up.
You gave up.
I actually gave up reading. This has got me back into it, to be
This has
fair.
really
I
got
couldn't
you
stop.
back in. Well,
And I gave up reading for good reasons.
oh no.
Okay? Now, my theory is 90% of books are utter shite. It's very hard to get a good book.
Oh.
And of the good books, 50% is imagination.
Okay.
Right? It's very hard. Look, I wrote it down here. It reminded me of this girl I knew.
Uh-huh.
And because she says, "Oh, I read books." I said, "Oh, what? I was watching someone on TV last night." And what she would answer with is, "Oh, I read books."
Okay.
Right? So suddenly there's a snobbery with books.
Well, it does use a different part of your brain.
Yeah, but it's, there shouldn't be snobbery with books. It's
No,
open to everyone.
no, there should be.
There shouldn't. So,
No.
and she wouldn't call them books.
There's
She
a
was,
book out. So
she
it's-
was saying, I was reading this amazing tome last
Oh,
night.
come on.
Yes, she would only read tomes.
Tome.
Now, she was a prolific author in the Star Wars fan fiction
Oh,
world.
That
And
stuff
she
is
wrote-
such shite.
Hold on. She wrote 600 pages. 600 pages on Star Wars food. Yavin custard creams.
It's just tit milk and those bread.
Hoth ice cream.
Oh, fucking silly.
This is what, and it was 600 pages.
But remember, that Shades of Grey novels,
oh,
they were Twilight fan
listen,
fiction.
we're going to get there.
Yeah.
This woman I'm talking about, she said only real men are over 6'7". She's on her own.
That's a large man.
She, you know what? She was once. I met her. I was walking into town and I went past her,
Uh-huh.
and she was all dressed up. I went, "Oh, you're looking great. Where are you off to?" She said, "Excuse me." I said, "You're looking great." Now, if I see a woman that's all dressed up, you go, "Oh, you're looking great." You know them.
Yeah.
Or a guy, "You're very smart. Where are you off to?"
Uh-huh.
Court, you know the usual jokes. And I went, "No, you're looking great." And she went, "I know I am." I went, "What?" And she goes, "It takes a lot of work to look like this."
Oh.
And I went, "Oh, right, okay." I went, and I was a bit embarrassed. I went, "No, I was just saying you're looking great." She said, "I know I am looking great."
I would have ended that conversation.
I was almost crying.
I once said to a guy, "You're looking well, man. You've lost a lot of weight." And he took offence because I was slagging off him from being fat previously.
But you're not.
No,
That's
I ended that conversation.
You've got to be.
quickly.
I've always said, like I said to you, that if I see a guy all dressed up, you go, "Oh, you're looking smart." I stopped doing that.
Wait at the court. Wait at the court.
Yeah,
appearances.
that's it. It was Grant Kennedy. I can see his name.
Is he dead?
He's dead. But I saw him.
Uh-huh.
I went, "Oh, dude, you're looking smart. Where are you off to?" "Just back from my mum's funeral."
Oh, no.
And that was actually just up here,
Fuck.
up on the circle. I was walking past him. I hadn't seen him in a year and a half. And I just,
Hold on a minute. So he's just been at a funeral
yeah.
and he's away by himself going somewhere.
He was just walking. I think he was just getting over it, and he was just walking.
You need to be with people.
He was just walking, and I can understand that. He was just walking, and I was, "Hey, you're looking great." Oh, I felt like
You're not supposed to know these things.
So I just don't.
Ken, if you see somebody in the street and you go, "How are you getting on?" Politeness dictates. You
Oh,
just go,
fine.
"I'm absolutely
fine.
But somebody that goes to you, "Well, not so good
Oh,
actually. My dog
terrible.
died last night." The house
Like,
is set
oh.
fire. Because it puts you in a really awkward position.
I
Think
don't-
of other people. when
Think
you
of other people when you do these things. I don't. Yeah. It's actually just bringing that up has made me all cringy and horrible.
Horrible.
So, I'm going to give the reason.
I once
today.
said to a
What?
person, I was at a dance when I was young, and a woman and her husband, she'd worked with my mum and I'd not seen her for a lot of years. And her and the dance floor, and I go, "God, when's the baby due?"
Oh,
She wasn't pregnant.
just
And I could have
just fart.
I could have just opened up the ground underneath me.
I've done so. I've
Fallen
said
into a
so many
mincer.
things.
Yeah.
By you'll. The funny thing is, small talk politeness is one of the most dangerous things.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying to me when I first met you, don't ask anybody anything,
No.
because here it happened.
Yeah.
And I asked, "Oh, how are you?" And someone said, "Oh, it was my mum just died."
Oh,
And I went, "Oh
yeah.
God, And then
That's why British
they
people
died.
speak about weather all the time.
that person actually died
Oh,
like
no.
weeks later.
Oh Jesus.
And I saw their husband. I went, "Oh, how's things?" And it was, "Oh my God, don't ever speak to
I
anyone
was
again."
once in
I
a
felt terrible.
Pub situation, sat at the bar,
Mm-hmm.
chatting away with this guy about wood turning, sculpture, loads of, and I was getting a bit of banter, and it was good. I mean, I had a few beers, and he had an eye patch.
Okay.
So as the night was going on, I felt there'd been a bit of chumness
Yeah.
developing,
Yeah.
and we're discussing everything. You
Mhm.
know what I'm like, so the conversation was fairly robust. So I thought to myself, I've reached a point now, and I says, "You don't mind me asking, but what did happen to your eye?" And the reaction wasn't so good. I went to the toilet and I came back. I heard them just slagging me off to everybody, saying how fucking what a disgusting person. The audacity asking me about his eye, and I was fuming. I was absolutely
Yeah,
fuming.
there's
So I
no-
thought, "You victimy bastard! Can you try to... Because it wasn't... I didn't go up to him in the street and go, how have you lost your fucking eye? It was
Yeah.
after a conversation. They
Yeah.
discussed all kinds of things. I was annoyed with him.
I don't know. I don't really. If someone asks me something that they're wanting to know, it's never out of rudeness or anything like. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
Pub things like that's another one that annoyed
Oh,
the shit
okay.
out of
Here
me.
we go. Here we go.
Came in from art school.
Right.
Went to the pub I used to go to. Standing having a piss. And a guy drank in there a lot was there as well. And he goes, God, you're fucking manky, are you? And because I was covered in like paint and stuff.
Yeah.
And I says, well, funnily enough, on the way here, I stopped off in an alley and some tramps wanked over me for a tenner. So I made this joke about it.
Oh no.
He goes out. I'm sitting there. I'm still pissing, shaking off.
Oh.
Head out. And I hear his annoying little whiny voice. He's like, aye, the silly bastard. He's so fucking, he's all dirty. It looks like some tramps have been wanking off on him.
Oh.
So he tried to take the piss of me, of myself.
Of your joke.
So I went out to him and I started poking him in the head. And he said, do you want to stop doing that? I says, what you going to do about it? And it got
Oh
harder
my
and harder.
God.
And he left.
Oh,
And
but
that,
would leave.
that infuriated me.
Yeah.
Don't try and take the piss of me.
I think
Weird.
small talk, and whether it's joking or politeness or anything like that, you can't escalate it.
No.
But some people do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when I said to this girl, "Oh, you're looking great." Where are you?
Yeah.
But the question
Point
was,
scoring.
"You're looking great. I'm being
Point-
polite, and where are you off to?" I
Point
wasn't
score-
being
the-
sexist.
No, the point
I
scoring.
wasn't being anything.
No, point
And it's
score.
like, I know I look good, but it was, I know I look
Yeah.
good, and it was like, well, truthfully, you don't. I'm
people
just
are-
being polite.
Some people are fucking mental.
It's
It's just people. No, people want to score a point. You sometimes see if you say something, and you can see their eyes light up. They think, he's insulted me. I've got them now. You know what I mean? I'm now insulted. I've got the fucking. I've got the high moral ground.
Despite
here.
what you hear on this show, I don't tend to insult people.
No, I insult people all the time.
You do, but I certainly don't. So,
I once had an argument with a rugby team.
right, okay.
I was in the students' union, and it's a bit of a scrum like
Mhm.
rugby to get to the bar.
I can understand.
So I get served, and this fucking guy's like that. Oh, fucking hell, what are you doing, you fucker? I was ahead of you. I
Mhm.
kind of ignored him. And he decided to get even further. And he was saying, you fucking specky cunt. Can I was in the bar? And I turned to him like this, and I says, what was that? And he goes, what? I goes, what was that noise? He says, what? I says, a little whiny voice, like a little girl's voice. Somebody's just whining about something like a wee girl. And it was this guy. And him and his team thought they were going to kick the shit out of me. They didn't.
It didn't.
They didn't. But I just don't like shit like that. I fell out with a guy in the bar once over the man. In the DCA,
Oh, God.
I get served first before it was a scrum again.
yeah.
Get served. This guy's furious with me. I said to him, "Look, it's first come first served. You should have just shouted louder."
Yeah.
A fortnight later, have I told this story before?
No.
Fortnight later, I'm in
No.
Tesco's buying a bottle of wine. I hear this. Hey, you fucking pontskin. Who's this fucking
Oh.
red wine? I turn round. It's a guy. I goes, what the fuck? He's like, hey, buying your fucking red wine, you pont. I says, you cunt. I says, do you want me smashing your head with this bottle of wine? Fuck off. Keep bumping into him.
Oh, my God.
Past my work. He's like, get a square go me. I'm like, this is fucking
A
madness.
vendetta.
A vendetta.
Yeah.
All over
This is what you do with people.
No, but I hadn't done anything wrong.
Mhm.
All over this thing. I got to the stage, I says, I'm going to have to fucking get in a physical altercation with this guy. So I thought, I'll put on my old shoes. I don't want my shoes getting scuffed up.
Of course.
So I was changing into my fighting gear.
Oh,
right?
my God.
You know
You're
what?
fighting gear.
Fighting gear. Okay. Stuff I can afford to get to and leaving
Of
my watch
course.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm outside. I'm leaving the work. It's fucking pissing down rain. I've got my brolly. I'm putting my brolly up.
This is the brawly guy.
Body check.
Uh-huh.
Out of nowhere. Body check. And I'm like, what the fuck? And here he is. And I'm like, you dirty bastard. Take the brolly and fucking lamp him across the face with hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Whack. And suddenly he's like, victim. He's like, did you see that, everyone? Did you see that, everyone? It's an old guy like, oh, laddie, you didn't have to hit him with the brolly. I'm like, what the fuck is this? He threatened to stab me and shit under that. But he's got a different job somewhere else.
Oh,
But
that's weird.
that lasted years.
But that's like you. You have a vendetta for
No,
years
but
and
not,
years.
not over somebody getting ahead of me in the.
No, but someone shouted you in a car, and it's the vendetta's still going on.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
many
yeah.
years ago was that? About 10? And it's still
That's
going
what I mean.
on.
That's why. But polite conversation can lead to fucking
Polite
30 years vendettas.
Polite
Watch what you say.
conversation
Don't
is
speak to
dangerous.
anybody.
Yeah. It's
People
so
are
dangerous.
fucking dangerous.
I agree.
Well, it's not even. They're not even dangerous. They're just.
It can just cause hassle for
it's
you. That's
just headaches.
yeah.
It's
That's
just.
unwanted.
Somebody could just enter into your life and be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Imagine you fell out with a guy in his 60s.
Well, hold on. I
All
worry
the
about
time
it
in
a
the
lot
world.
because I started a podcast with you and I now know what you're like. That's why I'm very delicate with situations. And if you say something I disagree with, I go, oh, that's right.
No,
No, I'm too scared.
no, that's not true.
So
But
I've collected quotes
Okay.
from books that have made me, and some of these
Oh
are the
my
best-selling
God.
books of all times, and these quotes have made me stop
Oh,
reading.
the far,
Although Ashida Kim's got me
the
right
far
back
side.
in.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. This is from Stephanie Meyer, New
Ah.
Moon, Twilight, right?
Okay.
Arrow laughed, ha ha ha, he giggled. Arrow laughed, ha ha ha, he giggled.
I've seen adult people.
Furious.
I've seen adults reading that book.
Furious.
I've seen adults reading that book.
I'm
In buses and trains and stuff. I don't. Is it peaked?
oh, that's all over, yeah.
Because the Harry Potter thing's still strong.
That's strong,
Very
but
strong.
the young adult stuff is moved on quite dramatically from that period. I think you get a short,
It's more sophisticated.
yeah,
now.
you get a short period of when your
There's a
books are-
better quality of writing going on.
Oh,
now.
definitely,
Okay.
definitely. People have moved into that. So this is from E.L. James, 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my God.
His voice is warm like dark melted chocolate fudge caramel or something.
That's fucking. No, Kenwell made me laugh about that silly bitch. She knew she just struck gold with a pile of shite.
Yes, absolutely.
And rather than just go, holy fuck, this garbage is getting me places, she started to get right funny about it like it was a creative endeavour. It was just a pile of shite.
Stop pretending.
Just say it.
Everyone knew it was junk.
Shite.
She knew it was junk.
This fucking. I've seen pictures of warehouses full of that crap. The sad thing, it didn't do much for femalehood, that book.
No.
Because it told you, are women really stupid? Because they're buying, because it wasn't a guys reading that garbage.
It's exactly.
It
Yeah.
was a gift. People were taking on holiday.
This
they were
happens
getting-
every now and then. A book
all
just takes
all,
off. and,
all families were,
It's junk.
daughters and
oh,
mothers and grandmothers were
Oh.
all flicking the bean to it.
oh my God, no!
With
It's
all giving each
awful.
other soiled copies.
We watched the film for
I've seen the-
celluloids.
Oh,
It's so bad. Have you seen Secretary? That's a great film.
that's satirical. It's funny.
But
yeah.
it's satire. But what's his name in it? Mr. Grey.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking story. It's the same story, but she's taking it and right. But
It's
anyway,
It's Twilight.
yeah,
fanfic.
Twilight.
Okay.
so here's some more 50 Shades of Grey quotes.
50 Shades of Brown.
Her sharp intake of breath is music to my dick.
Oh, yeah, fucker.
This is why I don't read.
Funnily enough, Susan's got that quote in her back and her tramp stamp.
She has a tramp stamp too.
Uh,
Have you seen it?
no, I don't want to see that.
It's a biohazard.
I know.
It's actually, she's got biohazard.
That's
on
when
her-
she was in the Mardi Gras in the 90s with the whistle.
Yeah, she's got biohazard. She is, yeah. She's like a sin bin.
She's also got like a pack of hounds,
Oh,
men on horseback, and a wee fox's tail emerging from between the cheeks of her arse.
why? Why'd you put this in
That's
my
what
head?
she's got.
Okay, here's another one from 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, jeez.
It's very important to get it right. My cock thickens in agreement.
It's like gravy. Gravy. It just gets really wide, but no
I'm-
extra leg.
I'm going to enjoy it again. Hold on. My cock thickens in agreement.
It should have said my cock thickens like gravy. That would have been bad. But that fucker, who was the cunt that did the cunt that did the Roswell Chapel shit, the Da Vinci Code?
Oh, God.
Because he thought he was serious as well. He started to believe he
So I've told you before, there was people on my flight
should.
with the book,
Aye.
with all the bits of paper in it, because they were researching it. Then they had lots of other books, and they're coming to Scotland on the trail of the Holy Grail.
My brother got married in Roswell Chapel, so I thought
Roswell is
Roswell.
where the UFOs
Oh,
are
God,
from.
yeah.
Probably where your brother's
the
from.
same things. It's the same. Rosalind Chapel, but it's a it's really nice. But it's just a folly. It's a silly. It's a confection.
Yeah.
Pile of shite, but it's nice. But I thought, well, since we're going to be there getting at the wedding, I might as well read it. Fucking terrible.
It's so bad.
Shite of the highest
You can
order.
tell it's like that Outlander book where the author's gone on a bus trip from Glasgow to Inverness, and everything on the way is featured in the book,
Oh God!
and
They're-
that's it.
she's made a fortune out of that shit.
Fortune.
Well, there's a novel. I think I think it's called Susan Price. She
Mhm.
wrote a book called A Stercombe Kiss,
Right.
and I think there's 3 books. They're like a young adult book, but they're fucking wonderful. And it's like there's a time tunnel between modern day to like the borderland in Scotland, the
Okay.
border reivers,
Okay.
and it's fucking glorious book. But that Outlander shit has just it's
It's
robbed.
Just
Yeah,
junk.
but the Stercombe Kiss one's a cult book. It's well regarded, but it's not made any money.
I was sitting.
And this pile of shit's kind of.
What was the name of
It's
the
like Harry
airport?
Potter's made money,
Yeah.
but the stuff she's robbed. Like Ursula Le Guin wrote the Earthsea trilogy. God, there's about 5 of them now, but they're wonderful. And but it's Rowling that's got the money, and it's garbage.
Yeah. It's the
It's-
way it goes.
I know it's got people read, and I can't have an argument with that. Kids have maybe if you go into it earlier on in your life.
No.
I've never read those books. I've no wish to.
I've no interest for children.
I couldn't chug my way through them.
I was sitting in. I think
Give
it
me
was
the adult covers.
Chicago. Now, what's the name of the airport? Is it Midway? I think it was in Midway. Right?
Okay.
I think it's there, and it's the one that's right in the city. And I was waiting on my flight, and I was with this girl I knew who was really obsessed with these books.
Oh.
And she says, "Could you read some while we're waiting? Could you read it to me with
Oh.
a Scottish accent?"
Oh,
and
for
that?"
fuck's sake.
I started reading it, and I was stopping and pointing out everything wrong or stupid. And she says, "Could you give me the book?" She just gently put it in her bag and never mentioned it again. I was ruining it in a Scottish accent. I think I was quite pleased with myself.
And then they made a film of it, and it was Tom Hanks with his bad like.
Oh,
haircut.
oh my God. That was, right, that
The man is to
film.
take
I went to the
shite.
pictures to see that.
What?
Well, I was unaware of the book.
The
I was unaware of it.
they
and I
managed
thought,
to
I'll go
take
and
a
see
book
it.
and make it. They made it shite because a lot of time they'll take some pile of shite, like Jaws.
Yeah.
Is a wonderful film. The book's adequate. It's a pot boiler.
Yes.
So
but
they've improved it.
The film is incredible. yeah.
Incredible, but like
Yeah.
no, they just and Tom. Fuck, have you seen Tom Hanks now? He looks like a tortoise out of his shell. He's now his thing's done. He's making it's like a comedy idiot, like a loner
Yeah,
auto.
but everyone, you have your time.
He's just pack it in.
Just stop it.
Stop.
Just stop it.
Apart from Tom Cruise, they all just they hit a wall.
Here's my next one.
Okay.
This is by Neil Stevenson in Cryptonomicon. Okay.
Okay.
15 seconds later, Randy was out on the sidewalk, swiping his card through a payphone like an assassin drawing a single-edged razor across a throat of a tubby politician. I fucking hate books.
No, but
He went outside and made a phone call. Why do you need all these words?
No,
There's
they're-
children
they're
in
creating
Africa
them
right now that can't speak because you've wasted words.
no, but Stephen King wrote the book is on writing, and he explains it and kind of describes it well. It's like a book is the closest thing to a just putting a thought into somebody's head. It's like what do you call it? Dana Troy from fucking the Next Generation.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you say to somebody there's a red door,
Mm-hmm.
you read that.
What did I say? 50% of
Yeah,
a good book
yeah,
is imagination.
yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
way
y-
you get it across to someone
But there's some
to guide them.
there's some wonderful there's some writers, but some writers are very fruity and purple prose, and it's still good. But then there's-
Hitchhiker's Guide.
yeah, but
is-
then some
Douglas Adams
some
is like
writers
that.
are very spare and
Yeah.
getting. So no, there's some terrible shit. The stuff I despise, and which
Yeah.
it's a waste of it, is all the ghost-written autobiographies, biographies of people, sports people, and Katie Price.
Well,
has
I've
got about
always
6
said
books.
that when I
They're
get famous,
disgusting.
I don't know who I'd get to write my autobiography. And that's
Well,
the truth of
that famous guy, yeah, there's ghostwriters that make a fucking fortune.
it. Mm-hmm.
But they can create. I'm led to believe. I'm not interested, but they've written some. Is there a Lance Armstrong book? No, Andre Agassi,
Okay.
the guy that did Prince Harry's book, did Andre Agassi, and the Andre Agassi book won awards. It was considered. Again, it's good
Yeah.
because you take. Obviously, Andre Agassi is not a writer,
Uh-huh.
but you're able to take the essence of what he's trying to say, and just craft something out of it.
Yeah, that's it. It's a very difficult
But there's
thing. A
some
thing
shite.
that's so
I-
beyond me.
But
I couldn't write.
I watched a thing, and it's Katie Price, who I despise.
yeah.
And people say, "Oh, you're being snobby about Katie." No, Katie Price, a disgusting creature.
Yeah, I agree.
But she's in Katie Price's Mucky Mansion,
Mm-hmm.
And it was stopped halfway through because she crashed her car on the way to get drugs while on drugs,
That's right.
Remember
Turned it
that?
upside down.
which she managed to get away with scot-free.
I imagine if I was driving to get drugs while on drugs, tipped my car upside down and
You'd get in
said to the
trouble.
policeman, I was way to get my drugs, but I'm too
Why-
fucked up.
Why should just
I'd
nothing?
be in jail.
Why-
Without question.
Why? No, she's not a night in jail.
Yeah.
But her whole thing, she's got this. She's basically, her circumstances have changed. She can't make money.
Yeah.
She's too ugly now. It's a shame. Men will wank to most things.
Yeah.
Katie Price is tipped into funny territory. You know what I mean? It's a
She's
hard
done
sell.
too much.
She was on a beach. She jumped off someone. She broke both her feet.
Not a joke. That would be terrible.
Fucking awful. So she's going about. So she's basically having to lick her wounds. I wouldn't like to lick her wounds.
No.
But she's in this mansion. I think she'd forgotten she'd even owned it.
Mhm.
It's a fucking festering dump.
Right.
But she's going about doing it up. And it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
She
God.
spray paints everything gold. She's an idiot. It's chronic. Channel 4, I really like Channel 4, but it's a disgrace they're giving that fucking creature. And what's really horrible about it, she thinks, oh, I'm not a very pleasant character because obviously I crash my car when I'm drunk. So she's got her son involved.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of charming guy.
Yeah.
But she's trying to get a bit of sympathy and whitewash herself with this lad. And I don't like it. It's all horrible. Ugh.
I remember
Ugh.
Frankie Boyle did a joke about her son
Yeah,
and
yeah.
her, and people were so offended. And you're like, do you not understand? The joke's not about him.
No.
The joke's about her exploiting him.
Yeah.
And it's always, and then
Yeah.
looking back on it, he was more right with his approach. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It was a terribly offensive
Yeah, I
joke.
mean,
Of course it was.
Harvey's son, who was the laddie?
I can't remember.
Man
the-
United player. I'm led to believe he's never met his son once, so he's got nothing to do
Oh, that's
really.
horrible.
He's a horrible person.
Horrible
but Katie
person.
Price is despicable. I remember seeing her, she did a thing where she was in some shopping centre in England, and this was her, it was a mature Katie Price, so she wasn't a John, she was Katie Price now, a mother, and they were thinking they would try and sell her, it was like Freeman's catalogue or something.
Yeah.
So they had her in some kind of beige kind of outfit, kind of like lemon, kind of pastel, and she's on the escalator, legs open, trying to play with her flaps, and they're like that. It's not that kind of shoot. She couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
She couldn't do
Muscle memory, they call
Muscle.
it.
Is there muscles in it? Oh, there is as well,
There's muscles in it.
like an eel, like the esophagus of a giraffe.
Oh, God. It's the
Oh.
mandibles. Okay, here's one by David Walliams and Mr. Stink.
He doesn't. This is annoying as fuck. That cunt is the right. Like children's books are the last refuge. The shit celebrity writes children's books.
Right.
He doesn't write these himself.
He doesn't write them.
Ghostwritten.
Didn't know that.
Right.
Okay. A bully can only make you feel bad about yourself if you let them. So your black eye is your fault. Oh, God, it's all right. Listen, stop worrying about it. That's victim blaming.
When you, the way I look at bullies, I wasn't overly bullied at school. One guy punched me so hard in the kidneys, I peed a wee bit of blood.
Oh, good.
But
Did you learn your lesson?
no, because mate, no, but he was an imbecile whose family had moved to South Africa because they liked apartheid, and then when things changed, he came back. To his hometown.
Yeah.
His father had been in the prison service. I notice him periodically on Facebook. They're always posting Union Jacks. They don't like people on small boats, shall we say.
Oh, okay.
But if you're 10 years old and you're getting bullied, if you've been bullied for 2 years of your life, you know what it's like. We're old geezers now.
Mm-hmm.
So a week seems like no time at all.
Yeah.
When you are a 7-year-old boy,
It's
a week is a
everything.
lifetime.
Yeah.
So any bullying, it's all consuming. People go, oh, the wee guy's killed himself because he's being bullied at school. Well, of course he is, because his
That's the
entire
most-
life.
That's it. That's
You
all
don't
he
see
knows.
an end to it.
No.
The
That's
summer
it.
holidays used to last for fucking ever. But then as you look back, I know guys I'm at school with who have kind of, being bullied has fueled their existence. So everything they do, they think, I'll show them. I'll show that
Mhm.
bully. Look what I've achieved. And I've said to them, leave it fucking behind, man. The bully who bullied you no longer exists. They're a different
They're a
person.
different person. And do remember something else as well. They were children.
They're children.
They were children, and probably from all sorts of circumstances,
Children
they created
don't
that
realise how
behaviour.
cruel they're being.
That's right. So, as an adult, you have to
Yeah.
let things go
You
and sort
do,
of
you
realise
do.
it.
But school, yeah, all consuming.
You mentioned something. How
Mhm.
things pass quickly for us now.
Oh,
I heard the
like a
technique.
flash.
It's a little
To slow things down?
Yes.
Like a mind anchor.
Yes. Now,
Like one
right.
of those little
Okay.
parachutes.
Okay. And do you know what it is?
Uh-huh.
And I thought, okay.
Ketamine?
I thought it. No. It's just a little thought thing. And I thought it for a second. I went, oh God, that's quite effective.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what it is? You just said it. The summer holidays lasted
They
forever.
did.
Imagine being 8 again,
Uh-huh.
right? And look at in your mind, look at a couple of toys in your room.
Yeah, I'm just doing what I did.
No,
when I was eight.
no.
okay.
Not when you're 8.
Oh, God.
No, when you were. Oh my God, no. And just imagine it
Uh-huh.
in your room, and imagine it's a Monday
Uh-huh.
and you've got the day to yourself.
Oh, wonderful. Lego.
Now you just went, oh, wonderful. Why?
Featured Lego.
Because you suddenly realised it's a long day,
Yeah.
and it's a lot. Now, what happens is the older you get, the more you've seen things, so your brain doesn't need to
Yeah.
learn,
Nowadays, not long.
right? It doesn't need to learn. But if you put yourself in the mindset
Uh-huh.
of just going, I've got the whole day,
To myself.
and suddenly the day
I'm going
empties.
to make myself some super noodles.
But did you feel it for
Oh.
a second there? You feel a whole
I
day.
used to take a bit of bread
Yeah.
and then I'd put a bit of cheese, a bit of ham,
Okay.
kind of square ham,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd put a bit a square a bit of cheese, kind of the American cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd put that in the microwave and I'd leave it in there for 10 minutes till it was just like frazzled. Then I'd eat it. That was cooking when I was 8. I used to love it.
That's really nice. Although, here's another thing.
And then have a fruit corner. No, a ski.
See?
Ski.
Look what's happening to you.
no, no.
A whole day.
I told you time I had a brandy snap and there was a big bit of glass in it.
What?
Yeah.
Christ. Well, look at, like, a couple of years ago, I bit into a Dorito and there was a rat in it, or a mouse or something, and I bit into it and swallowed it and went, fuck, and I was sick as a dog the whole day.
I'll never forget.
I was sick.
Never forget the mouse that fell into the Kellogg's box of Kellogg's cornflakes. And the woman got it, took
Yeah.
it home, and it's a fucking mouse, and it'd eaten its way all the way
Oh,
down.
yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Well,
I saw there was a thing in the Twitter, it was like, the Twitter, it was a rat that had get into a cash machine in
Mhm.
India and just eating all the money then died.
oh, God. Oh, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
Thousands of pounds.
People have said to me, why didn't you get that back to Doritos or whatever, whoever
Yeah.
makes them? And I was like, you don't understand. I was sick as a dog.
Uh-huh.
I got the packet. The smell was unbelievable. Because when you opened it, it was just Doritos, and I went like that,
Oh.
first crisp,
Yeah.
and it was flattened into it, and it was soft, mushy,
Yeah, mushy.
right? So it's obviously it's going to
essentially
be
like a
one
pot
in
scratching. Yeah.
1 in a million. It's going to happen. That's you don't get that.
What
these
used
days.
to happen,
And of course, it happened to me.
there was
for fuck's
somebody
sake.
bought a Linda McCartney veggie pie and there was blackbird in it because a blackbird chick had fallen out of a nest and into
Oh,
the machine.
Things can
These things
happen.
happen.
Things can
When
happen.
I worked at Walker's Shortbread,
yeah,
they had people going about like the Stasi,
yeah,
and they were like watching every fucking thing, checking
Mhm.
your face, beard, and your hat, and everything was like, but they had a box and it had everything in the factory.
yeah.
So a piece of the wall, a piece
That's
of the
right.
glass.
They know what's.
And if anybody would say there's a piece of glass in this, they would say, well, it can't have come from this factory.
Mhm. I understand that
Because I think somebody tried
people
a
are
number
always
with
trying.
KFC chicken.
yeah.
They said they found a rat in it.
Mm-hmm.
But the KFC says, A, it's not our batter, and B, that is not a wild rat. That's a domesticated rat. That's a
Oh,
lab
God.
rat you've got from
Because
some...
that's another thing. It's like, if would people believe you? If they're like, well, look at that. Is it? I don't
I
know
found
how
a
much
piece
they would
of-
believe you.
I found a piece of plastic, and it was like, it was in a tin of sardines, and it had a big bit of plastic in it.
Years ago,
To Lidl's, and I put it back, and I think I got a voucher or something.
oh God, in the 90s, it was my mum got a loaf of bread, and remember the old plastic things that would close it?
Yeah.
A whole row of them was baked in it.
You see the
A
famous
whole row
one
of them.
as the loaf, and when they opened it, there was a dead rat in it.
Oh, I've
It'd
not
been
seen
baked
that.
in the loaf.
Oh,
Oh!
I've not seen that.
And then sliced.
I saw. We were in some. I can't even remember the supermarket. This would
Right.
be about 2000, so a long time ago.
Right.
In St Andrews, and we went in, and people have got sticks and everything, and a spider, and I don't know what it was, had ran out, and I didn't see it. My mate saw it. He goes, "Christ, it was huge. It was about 2 inches across." But they were all trying to hit it, and it was coming out the
Oh.
bananas or something.
I
They're
found
terrified of it.
I found a big bug when I worked in Tesco's. I found a big bug in the bananas,
Yeah,
but they're gassed.
yeah.
So most of the time, everything's
this
dead.
spider
But it
was
a huge
alive,
thing.
and
It wasn't a cockroach. It was some giant beetle thing.
God, they had buckets that were thrown at it, and they were terrified.
Oh, poor things.
Poor thing. Okay, so another.
There was
another
up
quote.
in the Pets at Home before they closed it. There was a feral community of hamsters up there.
Yeah.
They said when they used to
It's
go in the morning, the hamsters would just scatter. because
that's
they're
hilarious.
eating, because the place is packed with food. So they'd escaped and they were living in the fabric of the building.
I like when cats break in and the only thing they go for is catnip. They rip it open, fall asleep in it.
I watched the lassie and she'd filled her entire room with catnip, like
Right.
about 3 feet deep, just put her cats in.
Oh my God.
And some cats don't react to it in the slightest. They're not interested.
My cat, it depends on the catnip.
Yeah.
We got him the stuff
real
someone
strong
grew.
stuff,
Oh
yeah,
no, you
fuck
can't
it.
get that. He'll lose his fucking
They
mind.
start slithering and everything.
Yeah, you'll lose your hand if you even go near him, and he's
It's
not.
wild, isn't
right.
it? But they can give catnip to tigers and lions and zoos, and they react the
And
same.
it does the same. It's mad,
Wild.
isn't it?
It's
I
a
don't
nice
know.
smell, catnip.
I like it, but
Aye.
if you just get the sort of stuff out of
Yeah.
Pets at Home or
No,
something,
it's wild.
he likes rubbing his face in it, and he
Yeah.
has a wee run around. But if you get the stuff out of someone's garden, holy shit, he goes crazy.
Aye.
Starts howling. Oh, the eyes are going all over the place.
Did
It's
you
mental.
watch that? Did you watch that Bill Cosby show, documenting about his sexual assaults? and
No,
stuff?
no.
It's on BBC. It's worth a watch. But it was just saying, like, he was always saying what he was up to. It's like Jimmy Savile always said exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, there was a bit
He
in the
never had-
show where
yeah.
he had his barbecue sauce. And, don't go
Also,
give it to the
whole,
kids.
the whole thing. He used to go on about this Spanish fly.
Yeah,
Bill Cosby was always like drugging women from the very start. From
always
the
went
get-go.
on about it. There's interviews with
Yeah,
him. He was done
constant.
for it before.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
actually done in
He's
court for it. And,
Weird,
oh,
wild stuff.
piece of shit. He's out now, isn't he?
A
Because he couldn't walk.
technicality.
He couldn't walk, and he was blind, and he come walking out.
Remember the Guinness trial back in the day? There was all the financial wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And one of the defendants came in, they were like that in a wheelchair. They'd had a stroke, they had dementia,
Yeah.
couldn't speak, wheeled them in, go off with it.
That was like
on
the
the golf
Nazi
course.
guy. They got him as well. And then got him playing with his kids and everything, filming.
I
him.
love folk.
It's
It's like, I
nonsense.
love folk is trying to get the compo for stuff. They kind of walk.
Mhm.
And somebody films them on the golf course. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake, man.
Right, my friend has an illness and had to go through the brew thing where you
They've
have
spoiled
to get
the
tested.
crooks have spoiled it for everybody. They
Yeah.
treat everybody like
they
they're
treat
an
really
animal now.
badly.
Yeah.
And this person, that was not a problem. It's
Ah.
a permanent illness and that. But there's things you have to fill in,
Yeah.
right? And I thought, oh, right, I drove them down there. I'll do it as
You
well.
were disabled.
I was a lot worse than them, right?
Yeah,
and we're
man.
joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Aye.
And the people said, actually, you could probably qualify for things. And I went, no, I'm working, I'm fine. And I went, well, to be fair, a lot of the times we'll watch people walking in
Aye.
and that limp of yours. And if you're working that, you should maybe, have you been to the door? And they were very concerned. They were throwing people off the door left and right. And then they
But you-
and they saw me, get a seat, sonny, you're all right, do you want a cup of tea?
Oh my lord.
And I went, fine, there's nothing wrong.
Imagine that job, having that job, just like
I have to say, right,
Fucking-
the nurses there, I don't understand how they're nurses, because the nurse is there to help someone, not to investigate and throw them off.
yeah.
It's a very
Yeah,
dodgy
yeah.
area. Do you know what I mean?
Is
Because
it-
they make the
what do-
sitting room a certain distance from the room.
to spy
They went,
on
oh,
you.
you've walked that far, so we already know you can walk that many steps.
Oh fuck.
And I couldn't. I was hobbling
That's
in.
ingenious.
It had nothing to do with it. The woman says to me, she goes, no, I thought you were coming in for an appointment. I went, no, I'm just sitting with a friend.
It's like a Wednesday
I'm
in
fine.
Dundee. You get your disability benefits. You see a lot of people with walking sticks. Is it a Wednesday?
I don't
It's
know.
a day of the week. It's
Yeah.
like Billy Connolly did the thing. Like everybody with disabilities, it worked in the docks. They got to leave early.
Yeah.
So he says before the kind of klaxon went for the end of shift, a great load of guys would leave. Guys that had lost legs in the war and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They'd all limp out. And
It's
then
like I was on this course and there was a bus driver came in.
yeah.
I was on the dole. Oh God, 30 years ago. And a bus driver came in his uniform. So he's getting dole money, but he came on this course to and he goes, I have to go. My shift starts in half an hour. And everyone's like, all right, we'll just sign you. And wait. He got his bus money for turning up. So there's fucking criminals like that. Now, like that, people on the site, you have to remember how many people have got cancer
Oh,
on
my-
the site.
I know.
How many people are actually dying.
Yeah.
And they've got to prove
They've got to prove.
because of these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
There's people who
some
are
folk are
so
blatant.
ill.
Yeah. There's people I know that have never had a job in their life.
Yes, I know people have never worked.
They've,
And they'll go,
they've-
I'm not
they've
working.
swung it. But they're very good. They've showed such ingenuity maintaining that lie. They could really get a job. They're no daft.
There's someone that was in my life that you're aware of, and they've never worked. But they'll say, I used to work here, I used to work there. They maybe had one day there, or they
Right.
worked a week and then got chucked out or just left
Right.
it. So they have this work history. They can talk to you the same as I had a job for 10 years, and they'll talk to you
Jesus
the same
Christ.
way.
A day.
a day, yeah. And they're so capable of being on the dole, they think on a different level.
Right.
Where I would go down and sign on and then look for a
Would
job
you
and get
not-
off.
Would you not be
The dole.
nervous? Would you not think it's always coming for you?
Well, here's the problem, right?
It's like you're on the run.
I walked out of that job I had at the car rental place
Right.
and lived on my savings for, I think, 8 months.
Right.
Fuck, couldn't get a job.
Brutal, yeah.
Started freaking out, right?
Right.
Had to fucking bite the bullet and go and sign on.
Yeah.
And they said to me, well, you've got a high chance
Yeah.
of getting a job, so you're going to be harassed more.
Yeah.
So people who have no chance, we'll just leave them alone. But you're going to, because it was like a point system or something.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
That's wild.
Being on the dole is the worst,
In my
hardest
hometown,
thing.
you couldn't sign on in my hometown.
Right.
They made you get the bus like 10 miles away to sign on.
That's insane.
So they were making it really unpleasant for you.
It's this, and there was one thing I saw, and it stuck in my head.
Right.
Because at the dole, no matter what you believe, right, there's these machines,
Yeah.
and there's a screen and touch screen, and they have all the jobs.
I've not been in one of them.
Well, I've not been for many
20
years.
years.
20, yeah, it's been 12 years for me
Yeah,
since the
okay.
last time. So, and it was only for 3 months it was
Right,
on. you know.
okay.
So anyway, and then I left to do this. So anyway, if you see someone standing and they see a job they like, you see their hand going around it, and they don't want anyone to see,
Yeah.
and you see this a lot.
Yeah.
And so people are wanting to work, no matter what you hear about the dole, right?
The last time
We're
I was
not
in
talking
the
about
dole,
the
yeah,
arseholes,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But I saw a guy come in. There was a big factory shut here in Dundee, and he come in. He must have been 58-ish, 9-ish.
Yeah, I'll struggle.
And he sat down, he's going, and he's a bit nervous, and so what do I sign here? And the girl was getting a bit irate with him.
Right.
And he was saying, so what's this? She goes, can you not read it? And he was a bit, oh, okay, and I'll take that. Then something had happened, and he went, look, lassie, I've been working since I've been 15.
Yeah.
I lost my job a week ago. I don't...
Yeah, you don't know the
And she
system.
went, well, you want to know something? You're like the rest of them now.
Oh, duh!
And he went like that, put the pen down, he went, thanks for your time, stood up and walked away.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did that help him?
Nothing.
This guy is not a problem.
No, he's not.
This is the safety net
Yeah, yeah.
that's for this guy that
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
paid for all his
Oh, he's
life.
entitled to money.
And you're getting talked to like
the last
that.
time I went into the dole,
It was awful.
I looked at the job board,
Yeah.
and it was mainly, and I mean 99% kitchen cleaners
Yeah.
and drivers.
Drivers, that's
And
the main
nowadays
one.
it'll be 99.99% drivers.
Yeah.
You will. You basically cannot. You can't. If you've got a clean driving license, you will get a job, a hellish job.
Yeah.
Again, working for Amazon, where they didn't let you take a piss.
Well, I've always had the worry now, where I always said, look, even if times are tough, I could go and take a job like that.
Could you really do it? Running up close?
No,
these
I
stairs,
can't
you
do it
couldn't
now.
do it,
I've
no.
got a limp, a
Yeah,
hernia.
yeah.
What the fuck am I?
Couldn't do it.
I worry about it.
There's some guys like it's the same Amazon
Couldn't do it.
drivers that go about Dundee, so that it's their local patch, and you're
Yeah.
thinking, it's not going to be too bad. You get to know the wee shortcuts.
Yeah.
But the first day on the job will be a fucking nightmare. Dundee's not an easy place to get about.
No, that's
it's
true.
strangely laid out.
Yeah.
There's some dog legs, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
That's why I don't drive. It just, it makes
Because
me
I
a real
always had the
parasite.
fail safe of
Yeah.
I could do these jobs, and now
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Now I can't.
And
So
there's
it's
no
a
factories.
concern.
The,
No,
the-
that's all gone.
a guy I know, Beardy Dave,
Yeah.
he has been unemployed for fucking most of my life. He must be close to retiring now.
Okay.
But he never worked, and he went to, I believe he went to Duncan Johnston to do architecture for maybe a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to live above him on a flat, and he kind of lived on the fucking generosity of his father. But he was so long term unemployed, so he was getting all these benefits, and his life was fucking miserable.
Right.
But he had enough money to go to the pub. He wasn't looking well. He had an identical twin that looked like him, but
Mhm.
successful.
Okay.
So it showed you
Yeah.
this is a difference between having money and not having money.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened one day, Amazon came calling. They basically went round in a meat wagon
Right.
and they dragged all the long-term unemployed people from Dundee.
Yeah.
They took them for a drug test.
Uh-huh.
Then they had them across at the Amazon main place on the way to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And he got a job with Amazon. He fucking loved it. It turned his life around. He was running the factory.
Yeah.
I saw him soon afterwards. His stature had changed. He was
Mhm.
more proud of himself.
Yeah.
He was dressing better. You think they don't pay much on Amazon. They pay a lot more than on the dole, man.
This is
He
the
got
thing.
the buses, and after 2 years, he was still there. He was the only person from that group of 30 men that still worked there. He'd stuck with it. And then through those skills, he was able to go to another company for more money.
Yeah.
And his life's,
It's the person.
he didn't realise.
Yeah. This is what happens. You get institutionalized. And the guy that I was talking about that's never worked,
Yeah.
there was one day a few years ago, he phoned me in a panic.
Yeah.
They've cut me off the dole. I've got no money.
Fuck, bro.
Right? And I was like, well, listen, don't panic.
Yeah.
What you need to do is. And he phoned them, right? And he says, I told them it's their job to look after me.
Oh, Jesus
And I
Christ.
was like, dude, it's not. It's your job to look after you. But don't panic. He went on that much and said it's their job, and he just phoning them constantly. He got back on. I think they just went, this guy's useless.
The thing is,
Now, I don't
they
think
can't just take people off it because
there's
it's like
been
a
a
drug.
reason. Yeah.
It's like a drug. No, but it's
Yeah.
like a drug. You're getting a small drip of morphine. You're getting this
Yeah.
on the tit.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just suddenly, because they're incapable of doing anything. They've just
It's institutionalized. It's a real
Institutionalised.
problem.
yeah.
And I do agree with getting back
You have no
into
money.
work. And
You've on though you have no emergency money.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
anything happens to you, you're
Dude,
fucked.
I've got no emergency
No,
money now.
But you need
What are you talking
you
about?
need to save. You need to have a little bit. Kind of if a fridge breaks down.
Yeah, but wait a minute. You need to have a little bit. I agree. You need to have it.
Yeah, I tell
It's
you.
impossible.
I'm going to dress you up a bit smarter. I'll pimp. I'll be your pimp.
It's
I'm
impossible.
going to put some money in your
I have
piggy
to
bank.
say, hold on. I do have money behind me
Yeah,
at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's only been in the last few years since my business has improved.
Yeah.
Before that, I
But-
was month to
But you
month.
need a slight safety
No,
net.
I had no safety
full-
net for
I'd-
10 years.
How many people? It's living wage
None.
to wage.
Yeah.
And I would think, what's the percentage in the UK like that? I
Oh,
bet
it's high. It's
half.
I'm gonna no. It's more than half.
Yeah, it's 70% of the
Easy,
Fuck.
easy. Because I was earning. I had a job, and every single penny was accounted for.
Yeah.
I didn't have at that point. I didn't have a car. I didn't have everything.
And then folk are in overdrafts.
and which I've always managed to stay out of debt.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never borrowed
Yeah.
from anyone,
Yeah.
and I've never borrowed from a bank. I've never had an overdraft, and I've been very lucky. But you also have fuck all to show for it.
But if you don't,
Last few years,
if you
it's
don't
been
have a
better.
credit history,
Yeah,
it'll make it difficult
Oh,
for
I
you
don't.
to
I don't.
They won't lend you money.
I went to this was
It's all about
2008. I
yeah.
went just before
Yeah.
the financial collapse. I
Mhm.
went to the bank, and the guy, he must have been retiring. I've told you this. He says, "Didn't get a mortgage." He says, "God, if I was your age and all that, just says, didn't bother with it." He says, "It's too much. It's too," but he says, "If you want one," he says, "come to us and take some credit for TV or something." And I went, "What?" He goes, "You'll get a credit rating." He says, "Your credit is what's known
Yeah.
as acceptable now." He says, "You've never had debt. You're good with money,
Yeah.
but that's not good for
Yeah,
us
you
making
need,
money."
You need some bread
So
trail.
So I can barely. At one point, I got a phone and paid monthly. I barely got that because it was just acceptable.
Jeez.
But I've never had debt.
No,
Always paid my way. If I own anything,
I've never
I
had
save for
never
it.
had a credit card in my life.
Never had one.
And I know folk who've got multiple credit cards.
Oh God Almighty, I couldn't do it.
Multiple credit
couldn't
cards.
do it.
Thousands of pounds. Go on holiday, all goes on
I'm
the credit card.
so terrified of debt.
The only thing I do sometimes do is on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making a big purchase, eBay give you a non-interest. You can pay it off in 3,
Yeah.
and that's quite convenient because you just pay it off. It's absolutely fine.
The thing is, right? I've always been.
My
on,
mum, I grew up in a house. My mum and dad never took out debt. They
Yeah.
took out a mortgage. That would, but
Yeah.
they were never on tick for fucking anything.
No, for anything. I've since being about 25, as you know, circumstances. I've had the responsibility of several things,
Yeah,
and financially, from then, I was week to week.
yeah.
And some points, I was working
Huh.
and still going out busking to try and get
Yes.
extra money in that.
But
It
the
was-
look, one thing does
And that's
my
not like, oh, I'm No,
But
I
they'll
hated
see-
it. I don't want it for
Fucking de-
anyone.
No wonder people are living on their nerves. And then they'll have a cigarette and folk are like, well, if you can afford to have a cigarette, you're like,
oh yeah,
the cigarette's only pleasure in that fucker's
it's
life.
like
No
it
wonder-
happened with me
No, folk need dope.
because I was struggling a bit with money, and I remember buying a cold coffee,
Oh, wow.
and someone
Okay.
said to me,
Gateway drug.
"I thought you were struggling for not that it was mentioned. I thought you were, things were a bit tight for you," and they were criticising this.
Oh.
Not realising at that point, quite a few years ago, that all change I would get, I would put in a jar, and that would allow me. Do you know what I mean? Now that
Well, it's
sounds
like-
really
it's like-
doom and gloom, but it was hard.
It's like folk,
And I was
we've
working.
discussed this before. Folk take like a personal loan from somebody. Somebody comes into money and gives their friends cash.
Yeah,
But then they judge them and what they spend their money on.
Yes,
Because they think
who
they
cares?
own you.
that's right.
Money's a fucking caustic thing,
Money-
isn't it?
Right now, I've always
We
said
should
it.
go back to some time where we're all just skipping about like fawns
Yeah.
and eating pears off the tree.
I've
Just washing in puddles.
I've always said this. Like we're
Simpler.
doing this show here,
Uh-huh.
right? And you don't get into it for money. You don't get into it. You're,
no,
right.
Christ,
But
no.
say money did happen.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that could ruin it. So what you do before it even starts, you get the rules down,
yeah,
you get it, and then there's no argument.
we should get tattooed on your forehead.
That's fine.
Back to front,
Because I'm,
so you can read it in the mirror.
We're doing. Well, the numbers are still great, man.
They're still good, they're
Great.
still
Still
good.
going well. Now, before the show ends, I would like to read the last couple of quotes.
Okay.
And this is Cassandra Clare, City of Bones.
Well, I've seen that book in the charity shop just the other day.
Okay. Well, you won't want it now.
No.
Investigation, Isabel laughed. Now we're detectives. Maybe we should have code names. Good idea, said Jace. I shall be Hofskoff von Huggenstein.
Oh.
That's a fucking... Someone wrote that.
Yeah.
An editor looked at it and
An
went,
editor.
that's good.
Have they though?
They don't... Editors don't give a fuck. I bet if I was an editor and then you've got 50 Shades of Grey and you had to read, okay,
No, but the thing is, mate, you know why that's happened? You know
my
why
cock
that
thickens in agreement.
thickens like gravy.
I just go, fuck it, I don't care.
You know why this is happening?
Why? Why?
Because all these fucking publishers turned down Harry Potter.
And now they're taking anything.
So immediately turned down Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And they'd read it and they thought, this is they'd rightly thought, this is shite.
Yeah.
All these established editors had read it and thought, fucking hell, this is terrible. This is, oh fuck, she's ripped everybody
Mhm.
off. The character name's Dumbledore. Think about it.
But here's the
But
thing.
then, so they've never turned down anything since.
The only reason publishers turn down things is mitigating risk,
Right.
right? Now, you see this in the music industry, and I've
Yeah.
been talking to a few people online about this. And now, because of the internet, people who even now would never get signed have wonderful careers,
Yeah.
and they still wouldn't get signed,
Yeah, I wouldn't get saying.
right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't follow this formula of success. But there's no such thing.
It's just
There's-
it's pure no, but it's pure capitalism. It's if somebody's willing to listen, people are willing to listen to this.
But art is risk.
Yeah,
Art is risk.
yeah,
And that's what it is. But when you've got corporations, they're going, we're not having risk.
yeah.
So they
'Cause
mitigate art.
They poo-pooed everybody. If somebody self-published something, they were seen as a crank.
Yeah. Where now,
Now
you're
it's
getting
like-
great books, you're getting great music. It's all
Yeah.
self-published. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Now, the last one.
Oh.
Now this, I'm going to tell you the story behind this. I was looking for a book to read, right? Even though I say I don't read, I was looking for a book to read.
Uh-huh.
My girlfriend goes, listen to this one. I read this. It'll blow your mind. It's The Day After Tomorrow, Alan Folsom, right? And I went, all right, okay, The
What
Day
is
After
that?
Tomorrow.
Hold on, is that the book of the film?
No. This is before it. This is
Okay,
completely
just
nothing to
check.
do with it.
Okay.
Okay. So she tells me the story,
Oh,
and it's going on for ages, and I'm getting, this is really interesting.
okay.
And she's, because she's enthused by this book. And then she gets to this bit, and she paraphrases this bit, but it's essentially this. And I found the quote, and actually, I've sent for the book again because I want to read it.
Oh
So
my
this
God.
this just kiboshes
it.
my whole not reading thing. He sees how Van Holden falls into a crevasse and how he opens the package Van Holden had been carrying with him all the time. And that's not me badly reading. That's what it says. And it's the deep frozen head of the Third Reichsfuhrer, Adolf Hitler. Now, this whole fucking story goes on. It's fascinating. It's intrigue. It's death. It's terrifying. It's amazing. And in the end, they've been carrying the head of Hitler that they're going to attach to a body again and get him going. I was
What?
furious.
Who was the guy that wrote those terrible books? And it's like the Nazis are on the moon and they're going about in saucers. And it's like
Oh, but people believe that shit now.
Mengele's going about with a robot body and stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
They're like real trashy bollocks.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
I like.
just shite.
It's got to be trashy, but this
Yeah.
was a very serious book, and in the end, it's frozen. It's
How would you
not
keep
the
it
Boys
frozen
from
in a
Brazil.
box?
I know. Boys
There's
from
still
Brazil.
people doing that.
Boys from Brazil is a wonderful film,
Oh yeah,
and the fact that it's true, you just watch it, it's
No,
fun.
no,
Well, it's not true.
No.
They're trying to recreate Hitler,
no, but
but they were all in Argentina, and they're all still there.
The
and
rat line, the Catholic Church helped them get abroad.
what's the place
They did
called?
have a breeding program. Her from ABBA.
Right.
She was bred.
Oh my God.
No, what in Aryan race, blonde-haired kids.
What's the place called? I can't remember, but it still exists,
There's-
and they're all still got like Nazi stuff in their house.
There's a
They're all
lot-
very proud of their
Yeah,
past.
very Bavarian. Yeah, the
It's
two-
very German.
It didn't really. You think they're all like Mengele, the doctor guy.
Yeah.
They never caught him. He died there,
hmm
but they were all a bit down on their luck.
Right.
Because like there was a couple, there was a Jewish couple, a French couple, I believe, and they were going and fucking because after the war, you can understand folk of fatigue,
hmm
and they caught the main guys at Nuremberg and they hanged a load of
Right.
people. But then a lot of them that just move on. We need to move
But
on.
they went to South America.
They went to South America,
and then they would train the government on how to torture people and how to. It was fucking. and then you hear these
the moon
conspiracies.
landing. The moon landing's all down to
Yeah,
Nazis.
yeah, that's
That
it's
fucker
Von
used
Braun.
slave labour from concentration camps.
Do you know? Yeah, and you would shoot the
Britain-
or
yeah.
hang the slowest workers or shoot them.
Britain took people. The Soviets took people.
There's an amazing song,
Fuck.
and I can't remember it, and I think it's from the late 40s,
Yeah.
early 50s, and it's about how the British would feel about Von Braun working in America, and it's a line in it. So they were
Yeah.
very aware of it back then.
But it's
It's very strange. And they actually
That's
tried
why-
to start a war with Mexico when they were
That's-
working on the rockets.
that's why politics is fucking wild.
Crazy.
Because morals, you're like, where's your moral line? Like immediately the Soviets were a threat. And you're like
Immediately,
that.
yeah.
We need to do something about that. You can't hang about. You've got
It's
to-
like in the War of Independence in America. It was
Yeah.
like a few weeks after America won it, they were asking the British for help to get the French out of
Yeah,
like
it's-
New Orleans.
it's-
It's like what?
It's-
But this is what
it's
happened.
human- it's
It's
so
nonsense. Yeah,
There's no good and evil, black and white. It's
No.
not.
but what we're told is
It's
just not.
it's too complicated. That's what I mean. Well, the amount of data and information
It's
we're
not for us
getting
to
now is
think
just-
about. It boils our heads,
It does boil our
and then we
heads.
end up not reading, unless it is Secrets of the Ninja, Ashida Kim, where he
Jesus.
hides behind a plant. Look at that picture. Every picture you go to
Is he
in it,
still
look, he
alive?
pokes someone in the
Is he
eyes.
still
Yeah,
alive?
he's still going. You can get all his stuff. Absolutely.
I've
The
just
9 ways of throwing.
throwing
Oh.
up. I've just discovered a TV show. Ken Alan Ball that did like, is it 6 Feet Under? I think
Pocket dust.
Pocket Dust.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Remember he did. I think he did the True Blood. That wasn't never really a true kind of vampire.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Loads of boobs in it.
Yeah.
I've discovered a show called Banshee.
Oh, right.
And it's the biggest pile of fucking sweaty, trashy pulp rubbish I've ever seen in my life. It's glorious. You know him from a Chariots of Fire, Ben Cross?
Yeah.
He's playing a Ukrainian gangster called Rabbit.
Oh, right.
And
Okay.
it's all incestuous and stuff. It's fucking brilliant.
It's not as good as every woman that
Aye.
I know watches Lucifer.
And that's purely for women.
Every
I don't think men watch it.
I watched it and went, is this real?
Is it garbage?
The guy, now listen, he's an effeminate Lucifer. He's a camp guy. He's very show
British
tunes.
actor,
Yeah,
isn't he? Yeah.
and he's running around being camp, and that's wonderful. I'm like, what's the appeal of this? It is shite beyond shite, and it just keeps going. It's amazing to watch. It's like reading this book.
What's the one that was like Buffy, the two guys, Supernatural? I don't think men watch that one.
That started the first season when I was living in the States. Only it ended last year. It's been going forever.
I think it's a women's show. It's like Peaky Blinders. I was having a discussion with a colleague about the other day. Peaky Blinders is watched only by women and gay men.
Yeah.
It's a completely gay show. I'm not wrong with that.
No,
But
that's fine.
The whole
but
show is
what the
guys
fuck?
with cheekbones with cloth caps, kind of
And alpha,
smouldering
is
each
it
other.
alpha or sigma males watch it, and they dress like
But
it
I've
now and
heard
get the
people
haircut.
say, "Oh, it's very gritty." No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
It's utter rubbish. It's a fashion show, and it's got
It's-
modern music in it and stuff.
The thing I've found is just absolutely packed with monologues.
Yeah,
So if you see them out of context, you go, "This is a well-written show,"
uh,
but it's monologue
nah,
after
just rubbish.
Mr. Mosley. I've travelled 200 miles.
But people dress like
And
that.
it's
You're
like,
right.
oh my god! And they
Yeah,
dress
it's
like
it looks
ludicrous.
Like, what's that fucking guy from the 80s who dressed like a fucking a gypsy? David Essex. It's a kind of
It's
David
that
Essex
kind of
look.
Oh, speaking of dressing things, right?
David Essex was in EastEnders. He got quite a major role for a while, and he did it purely to promote his fucking stage show. And the minute it was done, he left.
There was a
Brilliant.
done. I was recognised again
Oh God.
in a weird way
Oh no.
because we were talking
Was it at
about
the
how I worked in a
the
gay.
Bukkake event? you
No,
were
no,
at?
I worked in a gay club pub.
Uh-huh.
It was a pub. It was a pub with music, right? And this was a very long time ago. And someone got me on Twitter and they said, "I remember you, not from any other description apart from the way you dressed. I told you I was the only one that ever went in with a hoodie." They went, "I remember you,"
Fuck's sake.
because I was dressed so badly.
God, you've kept up that look, Elliot.
I've kept with it. And you know what they said?
Uh-huh.
I remember you wearing these sort of there were hoodies that were bright prints on them.
Right.
And I went, "That's pretty much it." And listen to this. I was kind of embarrassed. And camouflage trousers. That's me. I'm wearing the same ones.
Camo trousers, man.
Camo trousers. They last and they've got pockets.
I wore a pair of camouflage trousers in the mid-80s.
Uh-huh.
That's the last time.
Oh dear.
It was a summer holiday that never ended, and I wore camouflage. Wore them out. But I was out in the
okay,
woods and stuff.
If I don't wear these, what do you wear? I don't wear jeans. I don't like jeans.
Chinos.
Jesus, man.
Just wear a cargo pant.
That's what these are.
Aye, but not camo.
I like camo.
grey.
No, the camo's
Like-
good.
You just wear them because it hides the piss spots.
No, it
The
doesn't.
thrupney bits.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Because I always wear sort of the British Army green.
Oh.
So if you pee yourself, it just looks black,
Okay.
right? So it looks like black hell pisses come out of you. So you can't
Oh.
do that. It doesn't hide anything.
Yeah.
But I've always liked them.
I do like jeans.
Do you know what it is? Because I've always had very active outdoor lifestyle.
Okay.
And they're always dirty and you've got...
You're-
Do you know what I mean? But not so much now. I don't do
No,
anything
no,
like
you're
that.
you're more a
Still
house.
riding my bike.
You're more of a house pet now.
I'm getting out. I'm getting
You're
out
a house,
a lot more
You're a
now
house
with my
cat.
bike.
Used to be feral. But now-
Although I won't be out this week because we're expecting 5 days of snow.
When's this kick in? Friday.
I think it's Thursday, Friday, yeah. And you know what? The temperatures dropped exactly like they said they would. It was
the
icy this
snow, I
morning.
think Stirling's got snow. There's some snow up north, but nothing in the
2
Dundee's
nights
slow
ago,
to snow.
1:30 in the morning,
Slow to
little flakes
snow.
were coming through.
Slow to snow. You seldom get snow in Dundee.
If you get snow in Dundee,
You know it's
that means 1 mile out of Dundee is 10 foot deep.
yeah.
If we get it in Dundee, it's very rare because we don't get rain
we've
or
got,
anything.
No, we've got a microclimate.
Don't get rain.
It's like we're
not
living
often.
in a bell jar.
Very much so.
Uh-huh.
But I saw a thing about it and how, you know, the shape of the land and everything, it all plays into it. It's amazing.
Did I tell you I was walking home the other day
Right.
and I heard this noise. It was like, I thought, is it a Union March or something? There's a
Right.
drum.
Oh, right.
I thought, is
okay.
it the Orange Lodge? What's going on? And I was on Benvie Road,
Mhm.
and I think it was on Lochie Road. And I was like, walking past the Mitchell Centre, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's bang, bang, bang. And there's a loudspeaker. It's like, fuck the police! Fuck the police!
What's
Wait!
this?
Loud as fuck. I thought, is there a march of hundreds of people? Came round the corner. Here's 12 wee laddies, about 10-year-old. They've got themselves a bullhorn and a drum, and they're singing a fuck the police song. And I'm like, fucking hell. A police car drives past. They're like that. Fuck the police! Fuck the police! The policeman doesn't stop. And
Well,
they're
what
like,
are you gonna do?
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm going to
Well,
walk.
they've got a hobby. It's a good
I'm
thing.
going to walk through them, and I thought, here we go. What's going to happen here? And they just like moved out of the way from me, and we're absolutely fine. They're just having. They're having
Just
their
having
best day.
fun.
They'd got a loudspeaker, and they must have nicked it for something.
Yeah.
And they're just boom, boom, boom. Plus, they worked the other day. I wasn't there, sadly. Junkie,
Yeah.
fire extinguisher,
Oh.
smashes open the collection box, the Perspex
No, oh
box,
God.
try to stole some money, they reckon. Got into the lift and fled out a fire But a guy who
Oh,
says he was like a bag of bones. He's just like a bag of bones.
See, that's
It's
when
gonna
you've got to
happen.
be careful. You
A few
get
£100 and tens and £20 notes.
you get a bit mad at someone and you
Yeah.
fucking belt them and
Aye.
kill them.
Kill them.
You
still.
can't do it. You
No.
can't do it. You've got
No.
to stay out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't read books.
Well, certain books.
Certain book. Well, it's Secrets of the Ninja.
If anybody's seen
Ashida Kim.
Join the Dots sexual positions, the Kama Sutra. Remember that one?
I do remember that, and I would
What
do
a
it
cla-
badly. So
What a classic.
it just
They
looked
ended
like.
up quite boxy. Did you not put a bit of skill into it?
Oh no, I always
tough-
done straight lines.
Yeah, okay.
So it looked
Square
looked,
arse.
It looked like it's got sore eyes.
Jesus Christ.
This book may be the greatest book
Well-
ever written.
Christ.
There's a lot of guys together tussling.
I think he's a horrible person, though.
I bet he is.
He's really horrible.
Yeah, and
He's
sentries.
This
He
is
hates
fake
sentries.
Guy. He's just fake guy.
He hate. Look
I
at him
didn't
behind
en-
the
I didn't
bush.
encounter many sentries. But he's a guy that's had no military background whatsoever. He's just a clown.
No, he's just the guy that does it. He's mental. I love it. Look, can you even see him in the grass?
You're supposed to keep your arse down. That would
His
get
arse is up.
That would get a Lee
That's
Marvin.
it.
Because
That's
Lee
a bit-
Marvin got shot in the arse. with
I
the
think that's
Japanese.
what they call it in Dundee as
Aye.
well. Ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy a week. Wash your balls. Keep those balls away from the windy because it's going to be frosty
It's going to
tonight.
be cold.
So dry them off. Towel dry.
That's.
Put one of those pocket warmers under them. Keep them.
Are you all right? You're just winding down there to
Just
nonsense.
winding down the nonsense.
Laters.
Ta-da.